Empty nest or expansive horizon? Reframing the empty nest, a season of rooted radiance. Welcome to the Igniting Your Dynamic Self show sponsored by heartsofwellness.com, where strength meets soul. I'm Wendy Bjork, the MS mentor, bestselling author, and wellness guide. I help women navigating MS or multiple sclerosis take charge of their healing journey with my 4 roots of radiant healing, one holistic step at a time. You're not alone, and this is your safe space to rise. Today, we're diving into a topic that resonates deeply with so many of us, the so called empty nest. As the seasons shift and kids go off to school, off to college for the first time, many women find themselves standing at a crossroads. The house is quieter, the routines look different, and there's an unfamiliar spaciousness in the day. And for some, this brings peace and relief. For others, it stirs up anxiety, sadness, or a subtle loss of identity. If I had a dollar for every time someone expressed their concern about my so called empty nest, I'd probably have a new Chanel bag and maybe some Jimmy shoes by now. But here's the truth: I'm not a bird, my house is not made of sticks, and my kids aren't off flying to eat worms. So why do we allow this borrowed phrase to define our experience of such an important transition? Maybe it's time to ask, whose story is this really? The phrase empty nest or empty nest idea carries a weight of loss, as though life suddenly collapses when kids grow up and move forward. But what if it's not an ending at all? What if it's an expansive horizon or an opening into your next radiant chapter? For some women, this stage can trigger questions of value and stability. Who am I if I'm not needed daily? Where does my worth come from now? And for others, this is a powerful initiation. It's about clearing outdated roles, releasing limiting beliefs, and stepping into the wisdom of your own next season. This isn't about being a mother hen left behind. It's about rediscovering yourself as a whole, sovereign woman, deeply rooted in your own light. What's proactive versus reactive? A shift in mindset. And back when I was an insurance consultant, I attended a Stephen Covey workshop on the 7 habits of highly effective people. One principle has guided me ever since. Proactivity is the heartbeat of empowerment. When my older son received his temporary driver's license, I knew his independence was just around the corner. And from there, the march toward graduation felt fast. But instead of clinging, I leaned into supporting his growth while preparing myself for my own new journey. Life continually offers us these turning points. The question is, will we resist and react, or will we choose to move forward with openness and grace? Your happiness is your job. One of the deepest truths I've also learned, especially through my healing journey with MS, is that our happiness belongs to us. It's not our children's job, nor our partners, nor anyone else's. It's ours to nurture, claim, and protect. And yes, psychologists talk about emptiness syndrome, the feelings of sadness or angst when children leave home. But let's reframe that. It's not a disorder, it's not a failure, it's an invitation. It's a soul level initiation into your next radiant stage of life. How do we step into the season with peace, purpose, and joy? Here are 3 practices to support your transition and empower your journey. Number 1, journaling as a sanctuary of self. Journaling creates a sacred space to process emotions, explore dreams, and reflect on your evolving identity. When the house feels too quiet, your journal can be the companion that listens without judgment or feedback. Try prompts like, what parts of myself am I ready to discover? What outdated stories am I ready to release? And what new possibilities excite me about this new season? Writing can become a ritual of release. Each page turned is a belief shed, a story rewritten, because journaling offers a way to reaffirm stability, reminding yourself of your unshakable worth. Number 2, oracle cards or positive affirmation cards are mirrors of possibility. Sometimes we need a gentle nudge or a spark of inspiration. These little cards can provide exactly that. They aren't about predicting the future, they're about illuminating what already lives within you. When you feel uncertain, grab a card with the intention, show me what I need to see today. Notice the images, the words, and the feelings that rise up within you. For some, cards may affirm your strength, your resilience, and your inner foundation. And for others, they may highlight what's ready to be released so that something new can bloom. Let these cards be a conversation with your higher self, reminding you that this chapter is rich with guidance and support. Number 3, time for yourself without guilt. Perhaps the most radical practice of all is simply carving out time for yourself. Time that isn't dictated by soccer schedules, track meets, dinner prep, laundry loads. Time that is yours, pure and sacred. This might look like a morning walk with no agenda, a long bath with pure essential oils, an afternoon curled up with a book, a creative project you've been putting off for years. Remember, you do not need to earn rest or joy. This season of spaciousness is not empty, it's overflowing with opportunities to reclaim your energy, your health, and your passions. Getting into a ceremony of a success instead of mourning an empty nest. What if we reframed it as a ceremony of success? You raised your kids to be capable, resilient adults, and they're stepping into their own lives because of the foundation you provided. That is cause for celebration. And just as importantly, you now have the chance to turn inward and ask, what do I want to create? What dream am I ready to dust off? What wisdom am I ready to embody? This is about anchoring into true worth. It's about clearing away what no longer serves and embracing freedom. And together, these energies create a woman who is radiant, rooted, and resilient. Here's a few simple steps to ground this shift into your daily life. Start a journaling practice. Even 5 minutes a day can transform your mindset. Pull one of your positivity or oracle cards each morning. Use it as your guiding light for the day. There's hundreds of different decks to choose from, and you'll know the one meant for you when you see it. Start scheduling me time like it's an appointment. Treat it as a non-negotiable. Celebrate your wins. Big or small, honor your efforts. Stay connected. Join circles or communities where women are walking the same path. The so-called empty nest isn't empty at all. It's full of possibility, wisdom, creativity, and freedom. It's an opening into a new chapter where you get to define yourself on your own terms. This is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of your most radiant one. So grab your journal, light a candle, pull a card, and step into the spaciousness with the knowing you are rooted, radiant, and resilient. The horizon isn't empty, it's waiting for you. And the truth is, your next chapter doesn't have to feel uncertain because you've been preparing for this all along. And to support you on this journey, I've created a free Hearts of Wellness MS guide, a resource filled with holistic insights, empowering practices, and gentle reminders to help you reclaim your strength, your clarity, and your confidence. And be sure to download your free guide today at heartsofwellness.com/you, which is YOU, and step boldly into the season ahead.